Contraband, nigga.
Caught red-handed.
Hands out to the sides where I can see them. Hands out to the sides. Do not move.
The man on the ground, according to police, Lindbergh Carey. He was arrested after breaking into Heartland Loans in Chickasha last Wednesday. Police tell us he smashed several windows, causing the alarms to sound. The security company called, but instead of taking off, we're told Carey answered the phone.
They asked if everything was all right. The guy was kind enough to tell him, no, everything's not okay, or words to the effect of, I'm robbing the place and taking everything.
They say Carey also destroyed computer equipment as well, and that's not all.
He was transported to the jail where he decided at that time to threaten the lives of the detention officers who were trying to book him in, and then became physically combative, assaulting 3 of them in the process.
Paris Jones, KOCO 5 News.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Contraband Podcast Show. I am your boy Contraband Bird.
And I'm your boy Contraband Tug.
My name is Mimi the Goddess.
I believe your thing is on mute.
I'm on mute.
There you
No,
go.
not
We couldn't-
Not to
we
me.
could- Not to make it. What's your name? Sis?
My name, well, I'm gonna give you guys my social media name is Mimi the Goddess.
Okay.
Yep. Social media. LALOZA.
She's breaking out.
Yeah, yours is breaking up, sis. Your vocals. Oh no. All right. Well, let's get started. Hopefully it'll kick in. Well, today I guess it's not our guest. Let me get it together. Today we're going to talk about a very serious topic, and we're going to talk about mental health. And we have 2 women on here because we want to get the mental health perspective side from a woman's point of view as well. There is a connection here. Everybody on here is related some kind of way. Tamika, Mimi the Goddess, you guys see it on here. She's my cousin on my mother's side, and Lala, that's my sister on my dad's side. And y'all everybody know this knuckle right here is my cousin, but my cousin's cousin on my mom's side though.
Yeah, so that
But
means Mimi the Goddess is my cousin too.
There we go.
Right.
Break it down. Break it down.
All right.
Some kind of all right.
Y'all family.
We all family, right? Some kind of way. Mental health. A lot of people know about it. People don't know about it. People kind of cringe at it. Some people make fun of it. And it's really real. Ladies, who would like to go first? What's you guys' outlook on mental health before we really get all the way into it?
Okay. I can get in right into it. Mental health has realms of mental health, environment, traumas, family, DNA, postpartum when you have kids. Mental health it's a circle of mental health, even like I said, environment, school, peers, kids, and what you see on social media can bring on mental health, feeling like, oh, I'm not perfect, man, mental health is real.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about mental health. You know what I'm saying? She just broke some of it down for me. Because I don't really know too much about it.
Yeah.
And can I say something real quick? Mental health, when I say environment, it could be drugs, it could be alcohol, the environment that you're in. It could be abusive. It's physical, verbally. Mental health is everything.
Right.
Yeah, and it could be different things you go through, death, um, just, different things, just things that's going on with you, your health, certain things that can affect you there. Um, just on a daily basis, just the stuff that we got to deal with just on the outside world, walking outside every day.
So
Mm.
mental health ain't like something that where a person is they don't went crazy because it's some other stuff. What is it like? It ain't like a person went crazy or nothing.
I mean, that's a part of mental health. I mean,
Um,
there's different aspects of different health. Yeah, a person could walk up there and go crazy, but then a person could have, like a death in the family, and they could, not bounce back from that, be down, maybe one to not being able to deal with that death, so they having feelings, maybe want to kill themselves, or just different, it's just different things. The person doesn't necessarily have to go crazy, but
okay, I get it now. It's like low key. It's like a mental something in the mental.
Something triggered it and
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
it's a chemical that's in your body that is dormant, and anything can trigger it. You can go to a person and you feel like they're your safe haven, and then they can turn around and be against you, and that can trigger mental health,
Mm-hmm.
stress issues, like all that.
yeah. Okay, okay. Because I was telling Bird, I already don't know nothing about mental health. I ain't, they go around and they say a person that done got on crack or something like that to say they got mental health or they had mental health before they got on the drug. And then I'll be like, damn, so you telling me mental health is telling people to get on drugs? I don't know.
well,
Maybe it is.
I
Maybe
mean,
because, like you said, if a death happened or something happened, they can't take it. And they probably need to take the edge off. So now they doing stuff that they ain't got no business doing.
that's right. And just like, I mean, a person can be out there depressed or something. That's a part of mental health,
Right,
something,
right.
and they depressed down about it and can't come up out of that, you know?
And you get people that take advantage of people like that, see them like this, and give them something, the vulnerable, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy because a person can really seem normal. You wouldn't know that they got no mental health going on until something happened. You know,
Right.
That's true.
like damn, you like damn. I didn't think that he or she was like that to hurt themselves or even was thinking like that. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
Yeah, brother and sisters, it's a lot of them. Because my girl is going to school for this stuff. Big old book, different ones of different kind of mental health disorders, right? And when you speaking about death, I believe since that was you, that one is called. There's one that's called grief, and it says is deep distress or sorrow over a loss. It's a adaptive or changing process, and usually it involves healing. You know what I mean? Um, terminal illness. That's one. Um, PTSD, postal traumatic stress disorder. I have that. It's a disorder caused by experiencing traumatic events such as being a victim or a violent crime, rather sexual or physical assault, or being involved in combat while in the military symptom. You did what I'm saying? So you can be out here in the streets going to war on some gang banging stuff. That's going to war. That causes with the it says with the sleeping. A matter of fact, PTSD are constantly are tense, easily started and have trouble sleeping, anger, and irritable or
I used to go through
other
that.
symptoms.
I used to go through that, but that was when I was young and it was on. You feel me? I used to be hard to sleep, like all kind of shit going through your head. It's like a snake going into your ear and out and then coming out the other side of your ear. Right? I used to go through that, but I bounced back from that.
Yeah, but they got other shit too though that the person might have though, like even like anxiety disorders. You know what I'm saying? That's like the worry or fear often about a situation or condition. You know that was called anxiety. People like that have panic attacks. There's one like a social disorder anxiety. It's like I think that's like a phobia of a fear, like of dogs and flying, like of flying. That's me. So that's me all day. Social anxiety disorder. Like,
Can I say something?
yes, ma'am.
A lot of people don't think they have mental illness.
Right,
Like, it's 75% of these people that don't think they have mental illness. It's an elephant in the room, and they don't know, and they're
right.
going through it. That's why
I,
it's good for groups of people to talk about certain things to identify.
mm-hmm,
Because when I was going through my mental illness of like me having my baby, I went into the doctor, and certain things that I had, it was a quick questionnaire that they gave me, right? And I thought I was just perfectly fine. They got me. My child was like 8 months at this time. Oh, they were like, "Oh, you're going through postpartum depression." I was
mm,
like, "What?"
mm-hmm.
And he
Yeah.
know
That's
it.
crazy.
He even know it. And I'm
No.
thinking this, but I was having mixed feelings about myself at that time with my, with my marriage, my child. It was like confusions. Like I was very confused in my brain.
Mm,
So you really don't know. Sometimes you're going through this. And most of the time you don't know.
right. And like what you said with the doctor said whether you have the kids, like some women have that and they end up with don't they end up like hurting the child or something like that? They go through it. Is that
So
the
don't
same
correct,
thing, right? Because I could be
right? And
wrong.
so people, no, right. You can end up hurting your spouse, your child. But
Yeah.
what I found going through therapy and stuff like that. So a lot of women, if you notice, if you ever had a baby by a woman and all of a sudden she starts tripping with you, if it doesn't get addressed, that postpartum depression does not go away. And then it becomes mental illness and other things. Even though the kid is 3, 5, it was never addressed and corrected. And a
Uh,
lot of men don't know that.
mm, game up. That's right. That's right. We dropping jewels. Sis, you got any
Something, and
like
mental illness
go ahead.
can be being isolated. Don't, and the one thing I didn't want, I was being isolated. I didn't want to be bothered with no one. I wanted my space to be clear. So mental illness can be when you want to be distant, paranoid, don't want to be bothered with people. You got to
Mm,
check your mental.
right. You got to protect that too, though. That peace. That's where that peace of mind come from. Like if you don't have that, that can have that. Like when people just blow up out the blue and just you be like, "That's motherfucker doing some crazy shit," and that's mental health shit because it's everything that's like boiled inside and not expressing your feelings or not protecting your peace because it's like not protecting your peace and let people invade like certain things. It'll trigger certain shit, and people have to respect that. People don't know what trigger a person. Shit, a backfire from a car can have somebody tripping, thinking that it might be a gunshot or whatever. Fourth of July might not be cool for certain people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny that he
And
said that because 4th of July is not my favorite holiday. And I'm
really,
so, excuse my French, paranoid
okay,
of the fireworks, and it makes me insane. So, like, that's some form of mental illness, you know?
did
I'm
not know
just
that.
saying.
Yeah, okay. And since have you dealt with any parts of mental illnesses
Um,
on your behalf? I,
yeah, I have. I've dealt with, a lot of deaths and stuff, and then I have my own personal uh,
mm,
health situation where I didn't realize, people go through depression. So you hear people, they always say, I'm depressed, but you don't really understand. You say, oh, okay, I'm sorry and everything. However, when I had my situation and, I went from 157 pounds to 198 pounds in 3 months, taking some medication, and the doctors didn't tell me that this was going to happen to me.
mm,
So, going through it, and week by week, you gaining weight, you can't fit your clothes, coming, gets to a point where I'm wearing tights, and so I got to a point where I would go to work and people, would see me. I'm trying to diet, I'm trying to keep from gaining weight, starving myself and different things, when people, oh, you're getting, your cheeks are getting so chunky, stuff like that. And I would get to a point where I wouldn't even want to go to the bathroom, I wouldn't want to leave my desk. I would,
Mm,
and for lunch, I would just go, warm my lunch up and go sit back at my desk. I was buying jackets from Fashion Nova, huge jean jackets and things, just to, cover up and things like that, because I was embarrassed. I had this stomach, and people don't know what you're going through, and so,
yeah,
I kind of lost myself. I was kind of scared. I became scared of myself because I didn't like myself. I found that I started to not like myself because of what I was going through. So it was like the medicine with the hormones, then I'm having the side effects, and, going to the doctor, pleading, can I stop? The doctor's like, well, we understand, why you getting so round, but you got to keep going. And it's like,
yeah,
I'm tired of this. It's my arch in my foot fell because I was so big before for my height. I was on crutches for 2 weeks. I couldn't even walk for 2 weeks, and
yeah,
so very like, you know, no one could say anything to me because I was just on the edge about everything, and I got to a point where, I was so miserable that if I think I don't, I got to a point where I was like feeling like I wanted to kill myself because I was just that miserable, you know,
oh,
the situation that I was going through, and um and like I said, I didn't know what depression was, but I figured out that that's what it was when I went through it, because it was like I just was not the same person whatsoever. My mom and I, we would get into it because she would say things, ask me questions. Why am I feeling? Why are you wearing that? You're bringing
yeah,
attention. I'm trying to cover up because I'm big, and can't control it though. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing like can't control it, and the doctor's basically like, well, you're gonna kill yourself if you don't, you're gonna kill yourself. I was trying to work out and everything, and nothing was working. So, that experience for me, it taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it just, it taught me a lot of compassion and stuff. And it kind of, in that situation, kind of broke me. It made me a little bit of a softer person, you know, because of that situation. You know what I
right,
mean? Been 5 years and I've still been going, through that situation. And I still, have times where, things are just not working right. I understand, but you got the doctors, well, it's just going to take time. It's not going to go, like she said, social media, you see things, you want to be a certain size, you want to do things, and it's just not working. I've been working out, and it's like, I feel like I should be smaller and, down to where I need to be, but that's just not, sometimes it's just not reality. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And like I said, I mean, I still deal with it, and you know, I, I still deal with some of those issues from that situation. Like, it still hasn't gone away because I still have scars from that situation. Um, I had side effects from the medication, everything that you could think of from the medication. It's like I almost did a video to bring awareness to people going through that, I made a video the first day, and then I decided, well, you know what? I don't want people in my business. I don't want to, disclose that information, but I actually should have, because I would have shown other people, if they take that medication, this is what can happen to you. These doctors are not telling you the ins and out of this and what to expect, because it was a
That
total surprise.
medication
I didn't
plays
expect that.
with you too. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. So, you know, it's like I still deal with it. I still deal with things on a basis,
right,
and I tell myself that, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not perfect, and I just got to accept it for what it is, you know?
right, right, right. Another thing too was when you're talking about people who get to a depressed part about wanting to harm themselves and stuff like that, and we don't really never know. By our own experience, we dealt with that with our brother. Um, he he was a good kid. I don't know what you got to say about him, sis, but me and little bro got the same name. Um, he had got into some trouble. He's not usually in trouble, so it was kind of odd. It it made the news. It was weird. He had said that he was it's kind of like vandalizing the place, but the police, like he called the police and they took him to jail. I don't know if it was this within that 24-hour period or a couple of days with him being in the jail. Like he's never been in jail. He didn't have no criminal record or nothing like that. He killed himself. He hung himself. That's what they said, and he left a letter behind. My sister ended up retrieving that letter, and we battled. Well, I battled with that for a minute because it was all kind of just stories, thinking somebody probably did something to him. Because I talked to him a couple months before that and didn't hear no signs of that. Just a couple of complaints about how life is, but he left that letter, and we're gonna post the letter up a little in the show. But my sister has the letter. I got the letter from my sister. You want to read it, sis?
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
That's it. But we don't know what people dealing with. Like I didn't see this coming from nowhere. I talked to him. He was talking about coming down here to try to go to college and shit. He was cool.
Can I say something before you guys read the letter? A lot of people that suffer from mental illness that are suicidal, we never know. Everybody I lost from suicidal seem to be perfectly fine. Their lives seem to be perfectly fine. And that's what I'm talking about. People are like really dying inside silently and don't know how to express or don't know to identify what is going on with them.
Right.
Yeah. I had a female friend and a male friend that just killed themselves, and I did not like it. Didn't seem like nothing to me, so I don't know what was going on. But shit, they was probably going through something for real.
Yeah.
And that shit happened just this year, and the year ain't even over with.
Yeah. And it left you fucked up and puzzled, huh? Like
I told you about the first one, the male one. I told you about that one.
You did.
I see. I ain't tell you about the other one because the other one, the females. That shit just happened recent. Like it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Lala, you can't hear me? Can you hear me, Lala? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, because Lala says she can't hear me.
You can hear us, Lala?
Sis.
Because I can't hear her.
I hear everybody but her.
She might have to come back out and come back in. Let me see. Let me see. No. Then shit, we do a lot of re-adder. Yeah, somebody leave and probably come back in. Yeah, I got the letter too, but she probably better off reading it because the shit it's
Right.
kind of like faded away. But she got it though. She got all she used to want to go get all the shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it get deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, mental health definitely like motherfuckers had to address the shit. Like I definitely address and identify with certain
They
shit
just put some knowledge on my head about it because I really just when they was like I don't really know nothing about it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, you will see somebody walking in the street talking to themselves or whatever. I don't know what the situation to be, but and then you'll have somebody say, "Oh, they got mental health," Then then I'll be like, dang, then you will see them there, they on drugs too. So like, then it have you wondering like, is the mental health telling them to do the drugs or what? You feel me? So I don't be knowing what's going on. But they just
Right.
put knowledge on my shit, let me know like it's different things that can have a person going through some shit like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people have like secret lifestyles and stuff like that. And you know what hurt? Because I had a friend, um, her name was Winter, and she had post something on her social media, and it was like crying for help, but then you can just overwrite it, you know? And I feel like with us as individuals, we need to check up on one another and be like, hey, are you okay? Oh, I love you. Because we have so many things as human beings when we face in this world, and people are so against us. We have to
Mm-hmm.
let people know that here is a safe place. I love you. You're safe with me. Or just checking on somebody, because you just never know. Like, I was just
Mm-hmm.
thinking, oh, I should have gave her a call. It could have saved her life. I don't know.
Yeah, that's real. Is her mic on? I think her mic on still. Can you, can you guys hear her?
Mm. No, I can't hear.
Can you hear me? I,
There you go.
I,
Oh, that's
There you go. There you
that's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, no, we just don't never know. Like it's a few celebrities that we looked out the blue and did that type of shit. I wasn't Bobby Brown daughter. Didn't she take those pills on purpose? When I had looked it up, it says her death is up under like a suicide, but I don't want to put that on the girl. But it'd be a few people that get caught up, man. Robin Williams and shit. You know what I'm saying? That came out the blue.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess while we got sis ready to go, you got your water. I got the letter sitting right here, big. So I guess you can go ahead and read it.
So,
And this letter's from our little brother. You know,
yeah. So, it says, I killed myself because there is more to life, excuse me, than money. I realized my friends weren't my friends, my family wasn't my family, and everything I ever knew revolved around money. I loved all people, I loved women, and I cherished the little things in life. My life was about peace, my life was about equality, my life generated around good. Money does rule the world, I guess, you can say. I love way too hard, I guess. My last word to my family is I love them. I'm sorry to them for what I did to them throughout my life. Excuse me. And God bless them. I don't hate no one, but I do despise a lot of people. But I know God will forgive me for that and this. People in this world are beyond comprehension. By that I mean sick in mind, body, and all. I never expected for my life to end like this, but God has reasonings. I would never, I never would have thought. But then as I come to a close, um, thank you, everyone. And God bless you all. I hate the devil. I love God. Cherish the little things in life. Rest in peace to my mom. RIP to my dad. RIP. Thank the people who were real to me throughout life.
hmm
yeah, that's wild.
and they said my brother hung himself in jail. And
Yeah.
we didn't understand that, and we couldn't believe he killed himself or hung himself. We used to saying that, like dealing with the folks out there in down south, we thought somebody probably did something foul to him. But I had read this recently. I think going back reading it because I haven't read it. I read it once and going back reading it. I read it on Wednesday and going back reading it. Um, it hit different. I said, my brother did do that because for him to say RP to my mom and RP to my dad, like a stranger can't fake write that or put that in there. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Because he lost his mom, like somebody killed his mother, like stabbed her to death, and then our dad had died, so he really didn't have really too much going on. He was stuck out there in Oklahoma. He was born out there, so he was kind of look like when he did that store thing, like he seemed like it just kind of just went downhill for him, and he ain't never been locked up, and he processed it that different. I don't know how that jail system down there in Oklahoma worked, and he was dealing with, the he was that guy dealing with them kind of different kind of women and stuff, and he had got into a scuffle with some peoples, and he hung out with white people. Let's just go ahead and be clear. And that place was where he was at was kind of like real down south type shit. He messed with white girls, so we just kind of felt like it was some weird shit that happened.
Yeah, as you should. As anybody gonna think like that real quick.
Yeah, but keep this
And
like a person carry this type of shit whenever a person even kind of feel fucked up and thinking that um you want to give up on something, like this type of shit make a person kind of like, nah, man, it's like other shit going on. Like everything hit different. And this ain't the only L's that people took. And how did you deal with this, sis? That like, how did you like?
I mean, for me it was hard to process because, like looking like, okay, so, I met the boy, when he was younger and stuff, and then, when daddy passed away, doing all that work and to find him and stuff like that, to make sure that he knew what was going on, and just to have a relationship with him, because, always wondering where he was and stuff, and then to finally speak to him and hear the things that he was doing in his life, like working for the oil refinery and things like that. And, seeing that video, it was just some things, and it was like, couldn't understand it. Like, I didn't understand what was going on. And, and then when he did that to himself, it was, I couldn't really process, I guess, like, honestly, I guess I still haven't really processed it. I don't really talk about it much, because
Right.
I feel like, his mom died, daddy died. He didn't have nobody. And then he had, people that, yeah, they knew he was getting his money, and that's all it was about. And that's what he put in that letter. And it was just heartbreaking for me to know,
Mm-hmm.
felt like that, and didn't feel like nobody, to me, I felt like he felt like nobody really loved him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we loved him, and we wanted him to come here. We were trying to get him to come see. We wanted to figure out how we could see him so that way we can build that relationship. But it was like we got right to that point, and it just was just too much, and think
Yeah.
I think that, him not having nobody like that, and the charges and stuff that he had racked up. I mean, it was a lot of charges. He was gonna do some time, and I think that it was just too much for him. And for me, I feel like with his life, I feel like he that may not have been the first time that he has tried to do something like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because he had a heart. I mean, it was a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was young, so to deal with all that at such a young age. I mean, we were a little older when we had to deal with things. I mean, you had to deal with some stuff, but I was a lot older when I had to start dealing with stuff. So I can imagine for him like how it was. So like I said, I haven't really processed it. So I guess that's mental health, because I don't process things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't process it. I try just not to think about it. Like, that's the best way for me, is like, don't think about it. Like, I know it happened,
Right.
but let me not think about it, because when I think about it, it just, it's like,
Right.
it was devastating. That was devastating for me, because it's like we just talked to him, and I had just talked to him. It was maybe about a month, and you
Yeah,
talked to,
but that was crazy.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was it was just crazy. So that letter that he wrote, was like, wow.
Like same with pops, playing and shit. We calling, I'm sick, I'm dying, and they'll call back. I'm just kidding. And then when I finally meet him, like I I didn't know my dad, but when I finally meet him, then 3 months after that, he dies. And so it left me puzzled, like, was
Yeah.
he really sick or was he not sick? But I'm like, that's kind of fucked up a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that mental health come from all kind of shit, not having that absent parent, and like it goes really deep, man.
It
And then
does.
you get that, then you get that opportunity, and then the person die three
Yeah.
months after that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
You
just like
know,
that situation never processed as well. Like I don't. I mean, I don't deal with that situation either. You know, I dealt with his mental health. He did. Our father did have mental health issues. I mean, calling crazy. I mean, just
mm-hmm.
trouble. I mean, all kind of different. I mean, just crazy stuff that you just wouldn't even think. But he
Flipping
had.
out on people at any chance you get, yeah,
He just any chance. I mean, he call you one minute he's cool, next minute he's crying. Just different things, you know. He had a lot of stuff that he was dealing with his childhood and stuff with his mom, our grandmother. It was just a lot of stuff, you know.
right,
Drugs, alcohol, you know, going to jail. I mean, even going to jail mess with your mental. I mean, I personally haven't been, but I can only imagine. I know people that have, so that right there. But you know, his death, not knowing, you know, speaking to him on a Friday, and you know, Monday, you know, you gonna call, you say you're gonna call, and then you don't call, but then you got somebody calling you from his phone, and you like, and they telling you that this, you know, this man's passed away, and I'm just, you know, it just doesn't seem real, it's just unreal, and then not to know, you know,
right,
for me, the thing about certain things is not to know, like what happened, you know, and
yeah,
then how everything the thing for me with the processing, I think it was everything that unfolded behind his death, just everything
mm-hmm.
was much for me that I didn't even have the time to like really grieve his death because it was just so much drama, so much stuff that just unnecessary things that just shouldn't have happened that I just haven't
Right,
processed, you know. So that I go through my stuff, you know. I
right,
sometimes I like, well, maybe this time, you know, I'm just mad at him, so we're not speaking right now. I'm not talking to you now. That's the best way for me to process the
mm-hmm.
ashes situation. You know, that's still a
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
just having to first of all cremate him because of the situation. We didn't know what was not knowing stuff. Is
And for the record, people, like I had no relationship with my father. I used to be mad at him for not being around, but I learned to forgive him, and I helped participate with my father's ashes. I am a forgiving man. I even met my father, so far from hate, we gotta let certain shit go sometimes. So I did do that. No bullshit. No real relationship with the man, but I learned to forgive.
yeah, you did. And it was just too behind the situation. So, you know, it's like
Yeah.
it's not good. One thing I learned, and I'm still learning, it's not good to hold a lot of stuff in because at a certain time it's gonna come to head, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I do have my times, and you know I have changed a lot since those situations have happened. You know, I find myself I don't even want to be bothered sometimes. I just want to be in my own space because
Right.
I got a lot of stuff, you know, that be going on that people don't realize what really be going on because I don't say anything. But it's like I got a lot, but
Right. And
yeah,
that and I think that's all of us. Like they see the smiling and all that good stuff, but it's like there's times that we might be cry or feel bad or not feeling motivated because the person's going through something. You know what I'm saying? I'm human. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I don't got days with I'm gonna fucking cry. I don't know when this shit gonna happen, but it happens. I'm
yeah,
human. I don't
yeah,
know what I'm thinking about. Like I might be thinking I could be thinking of like I've lost a sister. I've lost a brother. I've lost a lot of people. I've lost cousins. I've lost people that like cousins, like, but they're like family.
Yeah.
It's these losses and shit. And you get sometimes you think about that shit, you be like, damn, like that's fucked up. Or you just think about certain shit. Or you just might be in a situation that you don't want to be in at the moment, and it can stress you out and break you down. Like, fuck, man. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point? You hear me? It could be
There-
anything.
It's not,
Financial, they call it a financial burden. That means a burden that shit is heavy on a motherfucker. That can depress you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a child that grew up with mom and dad, and let me tell you something. Both of my parents gave me bad anxiety. So you cannot parent and feel some type of way, or you can
Right.
have parents and make you have bad anxiety that can trigger some things in you too as well, you know.
Mm,
And you know, my mom, she used to, even religion
mm,
can trigger mental illness too as well. When you being shoved down your throat, it's like you're being crucified, you're being judged, it's like you feel like you're not good enough and this and that. Like there's all
mm,
kind there's all kind of, you know, it puts a person in depression. You get stressed out. Like your parents can really cause like mental issues
mm.
because they'll make you feel like you're not good enough, or you're not doing this, or you're not pleasing them. You know, parents can really cause that, and they have to be aware as well that they're a cause of issues when it comes down to their children. And I'm not talking about little kids, it's all ages. All
Ah,
ages. Stop playing with me.
I can just get it on.
No, she right about that though.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
Yeah, you
This
know,
the show. It's gonna come. Yeah.
Hey, I thought, you know,
parent,
you come to your parents as a safe place, and then they taking it all in. You thinking they all for you, and then bam, all against you. Whatever you told them, because you can't go to nobody. You feel me? You have trust
Mm-hmm.
issues, so you
Mhm.
go to who created you, and then they judge you even more.
So it'll make you scared, and the person that you can't confide in, it make you scared to trust a stranger because the person that's supposed to love you unconditionally, you can't confide in that. So that builds a trust issue. That's a fucking disease.
yeah,
It's a disorder.
a parent can lean on a kid to where any child, you know, like to where they're be disobedient. You feel what I'm saying? Because they want them to be and portray whatever they was portrayed when they was coming up. When you know, every 10 years shit change up. So
Mm-hmm.
they a parent can't do that, but it goes down. Like, you feel me? They stress a motherfucker out to where they be disobedient, don't care what they talk about and all that. You feel me?
All right.
You know, and it ain't cause of no because of what a kid want or what they trying to do. A kid want to be like loved and want a certain way to be loved. You feel what I'm saying? On the real,
I
We
want to
all
feel
want to be loved.
yeah,
me. I'm not a perfect human being, but when I come to you, I'm not coming to you for you to judge me, for your opinion. I came for you to embrace me and listen to me.
right. And
Mm-hmm.
and give me some good advice if you can. You know what I mean on how to get out this situation. If I'm in a situation,
I love it. Preach, y'all. Damn,
you
it's
know,
going down.
and you don't get that now. Like, well, it depends on what's going on and what the situation is with the parent and shit like that. But like shit, we was coming up, we wasn't really getting that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It was like really hardcore, getting the corner and whole books and all this old kind of weird stuff. You feel me? It wasn't no
Tough
Hardcore.
love,
yeah,
yeah.
real,
Extension
real
cords and shit like
like
that.
like we gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. You feel me?
Yeah, water hoses and shit.
Yeah, like all kind of weird shit. Wasn't no real teaching on how to like for the future go, how you gonna get your shit together. They telling you what to do, and if you don't do it, it's a problem. You feel me?
Right.
Very
There we go.
verbal, very negative verbally, like
Yeah,
real life.
exactly.
Right.
But see that,
And we come
but go ahead.
Shug, Berg,
Yes.
Tug, and Berg. I'm sorry. We come from parents that are sisters and brothers. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And that their upbringing was hardcore. Like, wipe your tears and keep it pushing. You feel me? And if you do something good, oh well.
No,
You
but that
know,
ain't how it's supposed to be, though.
Right.
Well, and that's why I raised my daughter Bird too. We raise our daughters way different from that, and I treat them different.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like stuff will go down with this side of the family, and I tell my baby, this ain't nothing with you. Like on the real, this ain't how we get down. This is old shit. These people still living way like in the fucking Stone Age. This is
Stone
out.
Age.
This is
Like
out.
Stone
We're
Age.
not doing that shit.
It's
Yeah.
it's crazy.
We going. I'm
It's
celebrating. Listen. Graduations from kindergarten. Still, we didn't get those celebrations. I'm giving those celebrations from kindergarten on up. You hear me? On the real, we celebrate everything she do good. Report cards, all the shit. Because this is something that we didn't get, and I'm giving it to her. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up.
Hey, we loved our parents wholeheartedly without judgment. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'd be like, it
Put
was
a
not perfect.
bone.
Start throwing stones. Oh, there's a list of things, but it'd be wrong for me to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, for
Yeah.
real.
Because
We try to live past that and don't even think about. But they'll bring the Stone Age shit right to you and they bring it back up and have you like, no, don't you? Oh God. They come at me with the Stone Age shit and I'm about to go big and I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to, right?
But let's talk about they want to control. Like, so that area in life, they want to control you. If they can't control you, you ain't shit. Okay?
Right.
You're not shit.
And when you take control of your life, they mad at you for a minute. Like I had that control because this shit wasn't going right. Like if I was gonna go the way you wanted, this shit wasn't for the end right, and I had to take control of my life straight up.
And when you take control, it's wrong. We get shamed for it, and it's crazy.
And that's
we get shamed because we want to live our life how we want to live it. But it's crazy because they live their life how they want to live it, and they'd be damn if somebody step up to them and be like, "Oh, you doing this?" They'll cuss you out.
Yeah,
they will cuss you out.
You already know. We know.
Yeah, trust me.
We give it a shit the buck. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah,
I'm disrespectful if I say something.
Yeah, but this is really good. We got to do this stuff a little bit more often. I'm definitely gonna have a part 2 with the fellas and get a perspective. You ladies have been very helpful and very knowledgeable and stuff like that. They have an understanding on this shit, this thing. I don't want to cuss, and we probably didn't help some people. Do you guys want to add more stuff or anything? Because I'm gonna get deep. I'm saving more stuff. I'm letting you guys have the floor as he was too. We just throwing our stuff out there, but we gonna get into our stuff when we do it with the fellas. Like we letting the ladies and the queens have the floor. You know. So if you guys want to add some more stuff, or
I think they mics went mute or something. G.
Yeah, muted
I
out.
mean,
Oh, there she
can I
go.
say something to a
Of
parent?
course. You can say
And
whatever.
look, being a parent can be stressful as well when you have to deal with co-parenting. That can bring on mental illness too. Okay. I feel like I get my stress, my mental distraught dealing with this parent of mine, you know? And it's hard when you come from one world and then you have another world and then you have a human being and try to coexist and try to figure it out. It can bring stress and depression. And that too, you know, and I'm saying this, I have 4 minutes and I got to go and I'll be back if I get done, if you guys are still on. But co-parenting, parenting too as well can be very hard mentally.
Yeah. No, we was getting ready to probably wrap it up or whatever.
Wrap it up.
You guys want to give out any like shout outs and stuff? Since you got one thing you want to add before we get out of here?
I would just say that, you know, it's okay to have mental health issues, but if you recognize, make sure you just go get help. And there's nothing wrong with going to get help for it and going to talk to somebody to express those issues so they can teach you how to cope and deal with those issues. So
That's right.
Right.
Because
I
I
want
sure do.
I
I do.
want to tell you guys, thank you for letting me be a part. I truly appreciate it. I would love to have, you know, look, I got no shame in my game. We all have issues. I got issues, and I always work on making myself great and taking accountability and having awareness about myself,
Right.
so I can be better.
Yes, 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 indeed,
Indeed.
indeed, indeed. Yes, yes, yes. And we appreciate everybody that come and participate with us. It's all love. Like we appreciate the support and people just coming on here being themselves, whatever. We love it. Come one, come all. I keep saying that. What about you, Cutter? You know how we do.
No, that's it, man. I ain't got nothing too much to say, man. They did educate me on it because I sure thought it was just like people just throwing it on people because they doing drugs or they walking around crazy and they just saying they got it when it's really something in the inside or something that happened in their family or things like that that turned them to do that, you know.
Yeah. No, everybody deal with something, man. There's them days that when a person can't get out of bed for about for weeks and shit, man. That's a form of depression. There's some causing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
And like I said, we snap out of it on our own, and some people need therapy, or some people need medication. There's different levels to this thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Some people can handle it on their own, like, or some people can smoke a blunt and be cool, or some people need a prescribed medication, or some people can just do like an activity like exercise or some different things, man. But we all deal with some, and some of us deal with it different, and some of us like don't deal with it at all and take the other route, man. And they're not here no more. You know what I'm saying? Or they crash out on
right.
purpose, nothing to live for. So thank you for being here. Any shout outs? Matter of fact, thank you, sis, from tapping in from Inglewood. What's good? And my cousin got out of here. I think she in Detroit, man. Shout out to the D. You feel me?
Mhm.
and thank you guys for having me as well. I appreciate it, and this is a good talk. So let me know if you want to talk about something else. I'm always down.
We with it. We with
Yeah,
it.
Something like
All
this.
right, yeah. Yeah, everybody, thank who they're gonna be tapping in. Thank you for tapping in, supporting us. Hit the like, subscribe, and the notification button. We are out of here. Peace.